So let's talk about the difference between Montessori and kindergarten. Okay, let's not get it all mixed up so that you are informed. One is the prepared environment. So for Montessori, the environment is prepared. Like the teachers have to build an environment based on what they've noticed, about the kids and how they want to learn. They build that environment, and so the environment is built based on it. So there's student-centered activities, as opposed to in the traditional environment like kindergarten or whatever. It's a teacher-led environment, but in the Montessori, it's student-led. So based on the activities that the students are interested in and are picking a lot of positive vibes from, those are the activities that the children will be more involved in to help them learn. The second one is the active versus passive. So in Montessori, it's all hands-on activities, right? Children learn from the activities, cooking, drawing, watching, it's all activity-based, as opposed to the traditional way where it is more, sit and learn. But in the Montessori, it's more active. In the traditional way, it's a bit more passive, where the teacher is impacting knowledge straight on. The third thing to look out for if your child's school is Montessori, is to give them time. Children are not, so you don't have people saying your child is 3 and cannot count up to 1,000 already. You know what I mean? You give them time. Everybody has their own pace of learning, and as opposed to the traditional environment, the Montessori environment gives the children time and helps the children pace themselves, and you don't pace the children. The fourth thing is the teacher's role. The teacher's role is very limited. The teacher acts as a guide, right? So the teacher teacher is not the head, is not the center of attraction, so to speak. The teacher guides the child, and so is the role of the parents. And the teachers the school encourages the parents to be a bit more passive and let the children be in the forefront, telling them what they are willing to learn. By the activity. I'm not saying, "Mommy, I don't want to do this, I want to do that." No, but by the activities, So it's a lot of work, actually. It's actually more active. That is why the Montessori method is more active than passive. So you just don't sit in class and give children notes. Another thing is age groups and grade levels. So mixed age classroom system is one of the most obvious things about a Montessori school. You don't have children at 3, all 3-year-old, 3 to 3.5 in one class. 4 years to, it's mixed. You can have children of 3 and 5 in the same classroom, because it's all activity-based. You may have a child of 5 who is still at the same level as a child of 3 based on those activities. And you may have a child of 3 who is at the same level of a child of 7 or 6, I'm just saying, based on the activities. So the Montessori is activity-based. You can't say, this child is 3 and by now this child should have been doing this, because you don't know the pace of that child. The child paces him or herself. So that's one of the things about, and that's very funny, because in our environment, it doesn't work. I don't know whether our Montessori schools are doing this, and I can't wait for you guys to go and check and make sure that these things are being done. The other thing is self-made esteem. Montessori, what Montessori, that model of education or that style of teaching, it identifies that the child's internal esteem, the self-esteem, comes from the child's ability to recognition of doing certain things. Okay, so the child becomes a bit more confident based on how his or her activities are progressing. So it doesn't come from you telling the child. It's an internal sense of pride. So I think that the people who actually practice this, and if there are schools that that practice it, if you look at the children, you find that the children are a bit more confident, because it's almost like saying, you can't tell me what I know. You know what I mean? Like, let me give you an example. I like to dance, and I've said that a lot of times. So I cannot be dancing and you tell me, this one doesn't know how to dance. I won't answer you because I know that I can dance. Yes, I'm bragging, but it's okay. No, but that's the truth. I'm just using that as an example. So it comes from an internal, their self-esteem comes from an internal sense of pride. And that's very deep, and that's why I'm putting some reference here. Because it's very easy to find children who are told who they are, and they can easily be untold those things because they didn't find it themselves. So if somebody told you, if you didn't realize you're beautiful, somebody told you you're beautiful, and that same person or people in that same caterer come and tell you you are not beautiful, the possibility for you to believe is higher because you didn't look in the mirror and say, oh my God, that's a fine girl. No. Somebody said, oh, you are beautiful. And you say, oh, really? Oh, wow, I didn't realize. And comes and say, I should have known. Because that same person has the right to do and undo. You know what I mean? So I think I believe that's the same way it works. So their self-esteem comes from an internal, their self-esteem comes from an internal sense of pride. I have done this. I'm aware that I have done this. And that's very, very key for me. And the last thing is change is good. For them, change. They don't do things the traditional way. You know what I mean? They don't do things the traditional way. So for them, change is good, and it helps the children's flexibility of senses to be able to do things and adapt to different things. So those are the points for Montessori. So guys, please, if your child is in high Montessori school, you know you have all sorts of names now. Oduduwa, Montessori. I'm just saying. Please check this child, the method and the mode of education is a Montessori way. If not, you should contest it. Because I think we just take what it is. We just see the name, like the uniform. They say there are Igbo children there, Igbo teachers there, so automatically that's a good school for my child. If you believe that your child, guess what? The Montessori is not even, I believe, it is not even the right way for everyone. There are some children who maybe need to be pushed. So if you don't know, and they're actually practicing Montessori, then you're putting your child, you're teaching a fish to climb. You need to know and understand the difference and help the child to become who they need to be. And I think that's the message here. So Montessori, kindergarten, what's for your child? Is your child in a Montessori or kindergarten that is practicing Montessori? Or do you think there's a difference? Well, I've just given you the points. You should listen to it again and go back and check what is happening in your children's school or in your child's school is very important. So that's it for today, guys. Montessori versus kindergarten. I got a lot of value from this when I started researching it. And, I'm so happy to be talking about it here. So one of the things I said I'm going to be doing is doing a shout-out. Remember? And I haven't done a shout-out this year. I want to do a shout-out. So my shout-out is not, it's always a bad or not bad, but always funny. No. My shout-out is to my friend who just had a baby after 7 years, I think. And she had a boy, and I'm the godmother. Yay! So shout out to you, darling. You know who you are. I don't want to call your name out, but you know who you are. And shout out to my baby who loves me so much. I'm saying this because my other friends are going to kill me, like, who loves you so much? Anyway, my baby loves me so much. So shout out to you, darling, and congratulations once again. All right, guys, that's it for today. And yeah, till next week, it's bye.